Hey everybody, this is Dr. Tamara Carr from the Holistic Nutrition Office, and it's exciting times. It's April 19th, 2022, and I am about to fly out on my first live conference event since March of 2020. And this will be the first time I've actually been on a plane, domestic or international, since 2016. So I'm out of the groove of what to carry with me, what all of the rules are for carry-ons, as well as personal safety gear. Now, personal safety gear is one of those areas that it's our choice now. The mandates are down on public transport and airplanes, but we still should use some common sense. For myself, I have a responsibility to the members of the National Association of Nutrition Professionals to not be sick, to not lose my voice because of getting some kind of bug or having dry throat. So I'm going to take you through some of the things I'm choosing to do so that I can protect my health, because it's my responsibility, nobody else's, and how I'm going to manage in this day and age being able to have the foods with me that are going to help me keep my energy, my alertness, my immune system up, as well as keep my pocketbook from being pillaged by the really expensive foods of stalls in airports. So not only do I have all of my electronic gear, my computer and my cell phone and all of this stuff to take with me, but I also have this. Now this is my poster that I'll be presenting at the NANP conference that's on research that my co-author Kathleen Bell and I did on redefining nourishment, and we're going to look at that later on in one of our videos. Right now let's focus on how to travel. So as you can see on this seat is my suitcase. This is my smallest suitcase. And generally, I can go everywhere I need to go with just this. But I'm opting, because it has wheels, to put my computer case inside it, which means I'm not going to be carrying everything with me, which has its advantages, because that means there are certain items like shampoo and conditioner that I can have in my big suitcase and not have to worry about the limitations on liquids that are in my carry-ons. I have a lot I'm going to bring carrying and be responsible for. So that also means that this has wheels and I can put my purse on it because it has a retractable handle, and carry this quite heavy tube which will be stored on the airplane with me. So let's look at some of the stuff I'm taking with me so that, of course, I can meet my health needs and my comfort levels. Of course, any prescription medication, leave it in the prescription bottle. This is not something that you want to put into your little pill case, even though that's convenient, because of flying. So TSA really likes it if you keep your medications in their original container. Don't peel off the label or damage it. You want to make sure that your prescription label is a current label, not one that's outdated. So if you've got a bottle that you're switching into, you want to take your current bottle with the current information on it. That will go in my purse. Also in my purse, I have a small Oco bottle. Now, this is a bigger purse than I normally carry, but it will accommodate all of the stuff I need, plus it's heavy leather, so it's a safety thing. It has a shoulder strap on it as well. So this water bottle, which is a filter bottle, easily fits into my purse. This guarantees that any water I get out of a water fountain, out of a refill station, is doubly filtered to make sure that I'm not getting chlorine or any of those things that can be problematic. Remember that everyone is still being hyper vigilant on disinfecting. So this also means that any contamination that might be on the water fountain system or on my hands, I have the luxury of a water filter to get it out of the way. Now, in my case, I'm going to have with me also my face masks. Now, I have an N95 mask for use if TSA still requires it. Now, they're not supposed to be, but it takes a while for information to drip down through the system. There could be somebody that's been on vacation or not seen it or didn't read the email. But the most important mask I take is this one that has the N95 filter in it, but it's vented. So this helps keeps my glasses from fogging up. It makes it so that I can breathe easier because it vents out. And so if masks are not required on the airplane, I will choose to use this one, even though it's bright green, because it's much more comfortable for me to wear. And it will allow me to make sure that my air is moisture coming into my sinuses and my throat while I'm on the plane. I have short hops. This isn't going to be hours that I'm going to be in this mask. And so this will allow me to be responsible for my own health, whether it's required or not. So I'm big into doing what I want, not what the rules say. So I really like it that the mandates are down. This fits into a container so it can be kept clean inside my purse. And these are the RZ filters that we use for a lot of different things. I also have a lot of allergies, and so this helps me keep my allergies under control so that my brain is not fogged up and giving me fits when I get to where I need to be. So what are some other things? I will carry eye drops with me. Now these are dry eye, being on airplanes and in a lot of recirculated air under fluorescent lighting is really drying to the eyes. I will have one of these in its original bottle and package in my purse, and it is less than an ounce, so it will be in my plastic bag with my Clean Well hand sanitizer and my spray that I will spray in my throat and in my mouth to help keep myself healthier as well. So that puts me well under the 4-ounce liquids that are in my carry-on, with my 1/4 of an ounce of eye drops and 2 ounces here. So these guys will just drop right in my purse with my prescription medication, my water. This is a little tiny sewing kit that will go in my toilet bag. It's got some thread and needle, a couple of buttons, and a couple of little safety pins. Safety pins are so incredibly handy for things, and you don't need a lot of them. So in this little tiny kit, which you can see, it is very small. It contains just a few things so that if I lose a button, I have a chance to sew one on. People, of course, earplugs. You can get them in these individually sealed packages. You want to make sure your earplugs fit well so that you don't have that extra leakage. It'll help you sleep or relax on the plane. And standard earplugs may be better than using headphones, especially if they're noise-canceling headphones. Noise-canceling headphones can create migraines and problems for some individuals. So there's a growing number of people who are returning their noise-canceling headphones. So good old-fashioned earplugs may be the best choice. I also carry Boswellia with me because this is my analgesic of choice. And because I have inflammatory issues, arthritis and bursitis, there are times where we're under stress that it's helpful to have a good analgesic on hand. And this is one I can safely use. So this will go in my green bag, not in my purse. So what about other things? Now for me, I like to drink tea and broth, those kinds of things. It's hard to find food, and food can be expensive. Now we are limited on liquids again, so what do? So I have packets of freeze-dried broth that I can take with me. So this particular one is a chicken savory bone broth, low sodium, so that I'm not adding to my water retention. You can get meat bars like these Epic bars that come in different flavors. And if you're having to fly out early in the morning and you'd really like to have something hot to eat, you can find these flat bowl of oatmeal. Now this is your bowl and everything you need right here. You just put in hot water and stir it. And of course, I carry a plastic spork with me on the plane because I don't want any metal. So this will be my breakfast when I fly out early on the way home. And then there are these great protein bars that you can get that come in different flavors as well. So these were all self-contained. They don't involve liquids, but they allow me to have food while I'm going. Well, what are some other things? Okay, so I carry a bag with me of tea and broths. There's some cough drops that contain zinc and elderberry, and there's some packets of instant coffee. So I don't have to have a lot of cash on me or be risking my debit card being stolen if I carry some of these things with me. Once again, this is a freeze-dried coffee. All of this stuff I'm showing you, you can get from Amazon, Whole Foods, Natural Grocers, or Sprouts. So a lot of this stuff is available even in big grocery store chains that like Fred Meyer and Sherm's. So I have my coffee, and I have for my immune system freeze-dried elderberry with apple cider vinegar. So this gives me, as well as the tea and the coffee, something to drink. I can just ask for a cup of hot water on the plane, or I can get a cup of hot water at a convenience store in the airport. Or if I get delayed, I'm not going to have to be spending a bunch of money on stuff to drink if I'm delayed due to weather. Now, that's one of my concerns, is we've got some really inclement weather coming up. So my green bag will also contain a few of those tidy little things like extra bloomers in case you're held over, maybe your hairbrush, but it's not going to have my shampoo and my conditioner and my makeup. That's all going to go in my ship-through bag. My ship-through bag is going to be pretty light. I'm taking it in case I need to bring books back. There's a conference, there's always an opportunity to buy books. So what are some of the other things that I take with me? Now, it's so nice to be able to use a warm washcloth and get the grum off of your face, even if you've only been flying for a couple of hours. There's nothing like a warm washcloth to warm up the sinuses, to get the goop off of your eyes. And so I don't like paper towels, I don't like towelettes, I don't like all of the goo from the hand sanitizers, which is really bad for our microbiome. So I go old school. I take a simple cotton washcloth in a quart Ziploc bag that I can use on the flight down, hang it up to dry when I get to my hotel room, and so that it's nice and dry and clean for the return flight home, back in the Ziploc bag, in my front pocket on my green bag so that it's easy to access. There are so many things that we can do that allow us to travel and be healthy, even during uncertain times. One of the things besides the Biocidin is just using a standard digestive enzyme without hydrochloric acid, ox bile, bromelain, or papain in it. Just an amylase, protease, lipase, cellulase form of enzyme. Very affordable. You can pop these like candy while you're flying because they build the immune system. Your immune system doesn't have to work overtime trying to get enzymes in order for function. It's also a way to help with your digestive system. Now, bitters are one of those things that we can get in tinctures and teas. We can get it in our salads. But when we travel with digestive enzymes and we take a couple of them every time we sit down to eat, we're less likely to get food poisoning or indigestion or heartburn from what we're eating, especially if it's food that we haven't prepared for ourselves. Even if it's food we've prepared for ourselves, sometimes we get a little carried away and overeat or have too much oil. So digestive enzymes are one of those things that you can take with you and take continuously while you're traveling to keep your immune system up and going. So that's about it from here. I'm going to have just a couple of bags that I'm going to have with me. I'm on a small airplane, so my green bag won't be with me on board the plane, but I'll have my purse with a couple of packets of tea and a thing of broth if I feel like I need it. This is Dr. Tamara Carr from the Holistic Nutrition Kitchen and Office, wishing you a wonderful spring.